Hey, welcome to Side New with JW. This is Side New number 73, the zoo. So we are up here in Santa Barbara, California at the local zoo, kind of walking around doing what normal individuals do. And when we were walking around, I was kind of looking at some of the habitats that these animals are stuck in. Behind me, I know you can't see it back there, but this is the lion habitat that they have the lion in. And when we look at these things, we realize that overall, here another picture, the good old lion. But what we look at and what we see and we realize is all of these different animals that are put into all of these different habitats, and then the public gets to go around and view. We enjoy that. That's why people go to the zoo and want to see something different than what we would normally see. But I was walking around and I was thinking about it. So these animals, obviously, disclaimer, I got it. None of these animals decided to be put into a zoo. They didn't. There wasn't a list where they were like signed up to go ahead and get, thrown into a zoo overall. But what I was thinking is that a lot of us are just like these animals. Like, these animals aren't going to try to escape. They're not going to get out of, where they're at. They're not going to try to do anything that they're not allowed to do, and it's because they've become comfortable and they know what they have and they know exactly how good they got it, and they're comfortable with sitting in the cage, doing what they are doing, being fed regularly. We were over at the giraffes earlier. There's a line of kids waiting to feed the giraffes lettuce, and these giraffes, come over there, they eat, and then when their stomach is full, they go ahead and they go back to doing whatever they're doing. And that's a lot of us. A lot of us in society are just comfortable with what we're doing, and in our own way, we are stuck in our own little habitats that we have kind of created for ourselves, and we can't get out of it, just like these animals can't get out of it. And the realization that I was thinking is that none of these animals technically belong in a zoo. They belong where their natural habitat is. They belong outside of that. They belong back, like this African lion belongs back in Africa, being the king of the jungle type thing. And it's not. The lion's over there passed out, and he's enjoying life probably. He's regularly fed, and he doesn't have to worry about others trying to take over his territory or anything like that. But they're not in their natural habitat, and we as humans in society, we're not in our natural habitats. We're in these habitats that we kind of create for ourselves, and we don't try to do anything else. We don't try to break out. These animals should be doing something different. They should be living a different life than they're living, and we should be doing the same thing. We should be living a different life than a lot of us are living. A lot of us are stuck, and we're so comfortable though. We're just like these animals that are in cages. We're comfortable with what's going on. We're comfortable with doing what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. We're comfortable with what has been put around us as the four walls that have kind of boxed us in, and we enjoy it. And we don't want anything different. We don't want to try new things. And like I said, I know that they can't escape. But if an animal had the same choice as a human does, I would wonder if they would try to go ahead and get back to where they came from, or they would say, hey, I'd rather go and be in the jungle or be in the safari or be wherever they actually belong. But instead, they're trapped in these cages and these habitats that have been built for them, for their they're comfortable there, and then for obviously our viewing pleasure to kind of see a animal outside of its natural habitat. But I wonder how many of you out there are just like these animals that are stuck, that are in your own zoo, and you have made it comfortable for yourself, but you can't get out of it and you can't do anything different. So I think about that. I'm gonna go check out some more exhibits and see some. We'll head over to the gorilla, one of my favorites. But I want you to think about that. How many of you are stuck in what you're doing and don't want to break out and don't want to actually try to get to your natural habitat and do the things that you're supposed to actually do in your natural habitat? And what I look at as your natural habitat is all that potential that's deep down inside of you that you haven't tapped into yet. So until my next video, I want you to go ahead and think about that. But appreciate you watching Decide Do number 73, the zoo. Like it, share it, and as always, feedback's always welcome.